together.
Hey, run the court. Run the court.
Željko, we're really happy to see you here in Moscow, especially at such an event as Alexander Gomelsky tournament. The completions of the teams, the players are really good, but I think the main stars of the tournament are the coaches. Do you agree with me?
Okay, first of all, I need to say that I'm happy that I'm over here to see my old friends and to be part of this tournament. For us, like Club of Partizan, is very important to be over here, and I want to thanks to people that they invite us over here. For another side, you know, there are a lot of good players over here, and we always need to start with the players, and I believe that they are more important people in our game.
But what about the coaches? I mean, there's Rajkovic, Perasovic, Obradovic, I mean, the stars.
Yeah, okay, Xavi, Pascual, every one of us over here. Again, the same story. I mean, I'm very happy to see them, to to have some time with them. I hope that I will have possibility also to some of them to go to some kind of dinner, that we will be more relaxed and to talk about everything that we like to talk. And this is it, we are first of all friends.
This is position. 1, 2, 1, 4 men up. Now, 5 men we go. 4 men is down. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Game is game. After the game, we are normal people that we respect each other. In some cases, we have really very close relationship, and this is it. Because the beauty of this sport that give you opportunity to meet a lot of people and to continue every time that you see them to have this kind of relationship.
But does the fact that the Balkan School of basketball, of coaches, is so strong, does that make you proud?
Okay, this is, something that probably we need to discuss. If it exists something like Balkan schools, I'm not sure about that, But if you say it, okay, of course that somehow we are proud because, there are a lot of coaches that they was very successful and with their teams or national teams, and however, and somehow because of this, people talk about this school, It's something that, that you need really go very deep inside to understand if exists something like that or not. To say something like that is very easy.
For sure. Speaking about the EuroBasket, with so many great coaches, so many great players, what happened with the Serbian team this year? They didn't pass 1/8 the tournament.
So I'm afraid that you will ask me something like that, but if you are not inside, it's very difficult to talk. I'm someone that I was player and coach of national team, and I believe that this is the something that more important in life, any player, to be part of your national team. So after that I stopped 2005, I am, let's say, the biggest fan that exists of my national team, and I will stop over there. I will always follow them, to be with them, any kind of help if they need, and support them until last second. So this is that I can say now in that moment.
Were you surprised that so many star NBA players, Doncic, Giannis, so many stars, when they didn't get good results in this tournament?
No, I don't think so. We talk about, let's say, 3 basically players that they dominate lately NBA. This is Luka Doncic, Giannis, and Nikola Jokic. So they are great players, and if you watch them, and for me it was great opportunity really to watch a qualification game for next World Cup in Belgrade, that it was game between Serbia and Greece. That it was over there for one side Giannis, Antetokounmpo, and other side Nikola. But also with team A's, they can play alone. This is team sport. So it's not really correct and to put the finger on any one of them, because finally teams win or lost the game. Happened this, that there are a lot of teams that was ready to fight until the end, and you have finally the team that they play excellent basketball and they deserve to be champion. That is case of Spain. This don't mean that Luka Doncic or Giannis or Luka or Nikola Jokic, they don't play very good basketball. They was leader, and it's obvious that they're leader. But again, the end of everything is team.
Nobody really expected Spain to win. How did that happen for you? And did that surprise you personally, or could you foresee it?
Okay, format of competition is like that. That you play a group, and after that you have game you win or you go home, how they say it. So you need to be ready for that game. If you remember, Spain played pretty good also in the group, and after that, their first game, it was in Lithuania, that it was very tough game, and they passed after overtime. So this want to say that, you know, you are always in this limit, you will continue or you will go out. There was a team that they understand how to play, even in these circumstances that is overtime, and because of that, they go a next round. So it's obvious that they have something like him. I will say, first of all, coach and the young players that they really like to play national team and that they fight in every moment, like all in other teams. It's not possible to say, you know, someone who play for national team that even don't fight enough. This is not true. But I believe that they deserve to be champions for everything how it was. They play very good basketball, and congratulations to them.
Of course, we don't know, but what if they had the chance to compete? How well do you think they would do in this year?
No, this is, you know, question, a hypothetical question, and it's very difficult to answer something like that. Depend of the, you know, of the players, because, you know, before EuroBasket, everybody will talk about roster. Roster is important, but at the end of everything, again, team is important. 12 players that they really follow something that is strategy of their staff or head coach, and to be ready, you know, to go to until the end, until their limits. This is always important. So I don't know really how will be not Russian, any team that it not was over there.
Serbian coaches are known for being mostly defensive players, but Partizan seems to be like an offensive team.
Atak, atak, atak!
Would you say that you are unique?
No, listen, this is a tricky question. Because if you start to talk with any player or any coach, talking about, let's say, the style of the game, everybody will say, okay, we like to play good defense and we like to run and to score easy basket. And it's like that. So, you know, basketball is a game that both sides very important. If somebody say that defense is more important than his offense, this is not true. Depend of quality of the players that you have in your team. You need to understand what style of game you want and to talk with the players and to come in that situation that everybody agree, okay, this is the best way for us to play. If you have talented players, it's more easy, of course. If you have some experienced players, also.
Hey, how many fouls we have? 2. 3 to game, so no easy full rotation. Hey, this is set play. If you have transition, continue transition, pick and roll.
I've been in this situation. I've been, let's say, coach of who went to just 1 year. I've been coach in Real Madrid 3 years, it was different. I've been in Treviso 2, 13 years in Panathinaikos.
You are not over there, you are over here. Because he helped, you must help this player. And watch the player over there. You understand the difference? Okay, do it one more time.
For me, after second year, everything was easy because players understand, even though we have some newcomers, but they understand everything the way how we want to play. Now, if I go back last year Partizan or now the time preparation time, it's much more easy for me. Much more easy for players than it was last year together with me. So talking about style of the game, always depend of this, quality of the team that you have, and absolutely is not correct to say someone is that like very much offense or another one that they like defense. It's not like that, and never will be like that.
So it's a compromise, always.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
You spoke about the love that you have for chess and that you actually taught chess, right? You gave classes with it. Basketball players, do they have to know how to play chess?
I believe it's very good if they know. This means that they need to think quick, and basketball is a game that all decisions you take, you know, sometimes in less than 1 second. So if you think quick, you have opportunity to be on that level. And I don't know, let's say, big players that they don't think so quick and they are not smart people. Somehow their brain working very good, and you know, because of this, they are very, or they are in that level.
Can maybe some player, have you played with some of your players chess?
In the past, yes. Lately, no.
Have some of them beat you?
Yeah, of course, of course. You know, this is like, okay, I go more than 30 years back, I played against my coaches. And this, it was, you know, passion that I have for this game.
And what about Dimitrisa Itudis? Has he beat you in chess? Have you played him?
No, he liked to play another game that I really don't know to play. That is typical for Greece, Tavli, you know. And I understand because I watch sometimes how they play to understand some rules, but it also is something that you need to think very, very quick.
Speaking about comparison with chess and basketball, are you as impulsive in chess as you are in basketball? Emotional?
No, it's different kind of game. You know, you need to be over there concentrated. Okay, you know, if you play with friends, basically what you want is, especially if you know that he's better player than you, that he's in another level than you. So you try somehow to provocate him, to take him out of the game that he like, to don't have enough concentration, and this is the part of the game that we like always. Whatever we play, you know, if you play with friends, you try to have some kind of joke and to take some kind of benefit, because at the end of the day, you know, it's joke who win against who. So this is how it is.
For sure. You called your teachers Alexander Nikolic and Dusan Ivkovic.
Exactly.
Who would you call your student?
Okay, I don't know. I know that in my practice it was a lot of coaches, anyone who asked me to come and to follow my practices, and after that to discuss about everything that is basketball. I was, let's say, very ready to give them opportunity for that. So I don't know exactly. People talk something, you know, that some coaches, young coaches, they're, let's say that they have similar style like I have, but I don't know what mean this, you know, because I'm sure, you know, that anyone of coaches, they have their own way to think about basketball and own way how to prepare the team and what to do. So students, no students, I don't know. This is not question for me. Will be, let's say, from my side, even not correct to say something like that.
You're actually very humble because, I mean, everyone knows that there's so many coaches that they admire you and that they grew up, you know, learning from you. But I was actually asking, I was expecting you to say maybe to point out a particular coach, Dimitrisa Itudisa. What would you say about him as a student of yours?
No, okay. After 13 years that we worked together, you know, that he was my assistant coach. But in that time that we worked together, I said to him that he's ready to be head coach. I was sure for that. So I'm very happy for Dimitris that, you know, he showed to everyone in, first of all, in Turkey, that he worked over there in Banvit, and after that over here in CSKA, that he's great coach and that he knows. He's hard worker. He is a guy that he have mind for basketball. From the time that we worked together, he always come. I didn't treat him like real assistant coach, because many times we fight about a lot of things. And this is that I like from my assistant coach, to come and to talk to me openly, you know, because I'm not one that I believe that I know everything, that I have right always. No, assistant coaches need to come with his ideas. We will together discuss, and this it was case of Dimitri. So again, very happy because he have mind for basketball and he showed this.
This summer he went to Fenerbahce, and did he call you for some advice, or did you call him to give him some?
Okay, we are always in touch, you know, we talk always about a lot of things, but there are some things that this is something private between us, you know, is logical. First of all, we have family relation, you know, I was his best man, and, you know, this is more deeply that relation between two, let's say, coaches. So we are always in contact.
Would you say that there's still like a sort of like a competition thing going on between you two?
No.
At any point?
No, without any doubt. Anytime that you go in the court, not with him. Any coach that is, you mentioned before, you know, like that young coaches, they respect me. This is from my side also. I don't watch, you know, someone if he's older than me or younger than me. This respect that I have for the coach. Any coach that is in opponent bench, today we play Zenit, this game between Partizan and Zenit, but somebody will say, no, this game against Xavi, Pasquale and Obradovic. It's not like that. We know, we are very good friends, you know, we will try to do everything to beat him or him to beat me, but the end is game between Partizan and Zenit.
Coaches often tell to their basketball players to forget the game that they just played, to start thinking, to move on and think about the next match. But coaches can't really do that because you have to analyze the previous game. You can't just forget instantly. In 2016, when your team lost to CSKA, many people said that the student has overcome the teacher, meaning Dimitris. Did you see it like that?
Of course not. Listen, in the not in the just basketball game, in the sport. People treat you in the way you are good how it was good your last game. And it's far away to be true. You understand? They judge you depend of the last results. You're a winner, everybody say you're good. You lost the game, everybody say, okay, you are. It's not like that. I know who I am, and I don't care. And I'm very happy in that situation that it was game between me and Dimitris. So this means that let's say we bring something to European basketball together. And after that, it was also Final Four 2017 that my team, it was champion immediately year after that. And after that, it was Final Four in Belgrade. That all the teams somehow, it was in some kind of relationship with me. I mean coaches. Pablo Lasso, it was my player in Real Madrid. He was in Real Madrid. Dimitrisa Itudisa in CSKA. Šarūnas in Žalgiris, and I was over there. So it was probably the best and most happy moment in my life, like coach. To see my, let's say, people that they in another clubs, and we are everybody together over there. Again, this means that idea about basketball that we have, it was something that brings us to be part of the Final Four. And if you remember this game that you mentioned, it was in overtime. So in overtime, overtime you're over there, you're winner or loser. So, I will never, let's say, complain something to my players in the game like that. I will always talk if it's game that, that they beat us 20 points. This is something to go inside. Basketball game decide many times in the last seconds. And this is beauty for our sport. So this that I try to explain to my players. Let's work last part of the practice always very hard, because this is the time that the game decide. Don't say me that you are tired, because you need to be fresh mind, first of all, legs and everything coming from over here. You understand? If you have fresh legs, this means that your mind is fresh.
Balša inside. Bravo, bravo. Bravo, Andjušić, bravo, Andjušić. Bravo, Andjušić.
So this is the way. So again, happened and will happen that someone one day will win, another day another one. I am, let's say, more than happy with everything that I do in my life. It was glorious, excellent moments, like it was really difficult moments.
You mentioned about the players and the discipline. I remember you were saying that for you it's crucial that a player cannot be lazy. If a player is lazy, then there is nothing to do with this player. What are the other, let's say, top 3 worst qualities of a player? So being lazy, what are the other 2?
No, but listen, if you ask any coach, everybody will give you same answer. This is first thing. The question is for any player, why you play basketball? Second, Partizan now, or any club, you need to respect this, because behind us, let's say, I don't know how many people is, let's say, our fans. So we have this situation now that they just give us information that we are a club that we sell more or season ticket in the history of European basketball. So we need to think about this. If you go in the court, you need to understand how many people is over there, because they trust us. So it's too much if I ask this that you mentioned before. Fight, but this is not enough, because you're a basketball player. If you're a fighter, you will go probably to another kind of sport just to be fighter. So, you need to dedicate your time to that. And I always say, if we go over there and we play until our limit, everything is fine. Because exists another team, another coach that they prepare, and probably maybe they are better than us. So in this case, we need to focus what they do it better than us, to go back to practice and to try to be on that level. Very simple.
So it's all about hard work.
Hard work, of course. I don't know any, let's say, very good player, or the player that play high level, that he didn't work very hard. Because, you are talented until one point. After that, you need to work very hard.
People perceive you as, don't know you off court, but they perceive you as this very strict, very angry, sometimes, looking at some videos. When was the last time that you had like a full-on laugh, like very laugh out loud?
Yeah, every day I have this.
Really?
Yeah, every day, because, I believe that this is life, if you don't joke, if you don't smile, it's absolutely something different. So yes, I know how is my picture, let's say, during the game and everything. But my players and my staff and everybody knows me like person. So, Over there is job. Over there is something, you know. I am coach and I try to help my players in any second of the game. And this is the point. I joke with them also during the game. But, you know, some people, they are not able to see this. If I turn to the bench and I talk, you know, to them, and if I talk with my staff, you know, there are a lot of funny situations during the game. But okay, people, you know, is concentrate probably for that I'm angry, somehow, in some moments how I talk, things like that. But I don't have problem with this, and also my player, because in the beginning of the season I always talk to them. This is my style. Do you have problem with this? If you have, okay, let's discuss about this. And until now, you know, I'm very happy because after 30 some years that I'm coach, I can say that all the players that I coach there, I'm friend with them. Anyone who I see, they're happy to see me, like I'm happy to see them.
Actually, last night I ran into Paunic. And I told him that I'm going to have an interview with you, and I said, "Oh, I'm so nervous." And he's like, "Oh no, Željko he looks very angry and very strict on the court, but he's a very nice person." So that's what the players talk about you.
Thank you to him, because he says something like that about me.
You also said 10 years ago that you did not fine your players, that your players had 0 euros of fines for anything that they do wrong. Has anything changed since? Has anybody made you so mad that you fined someone?
I hate this, to punish the player, you know, and exists many ways to punish the player. So in the practice, let's say if they're doing something wrong, they're not concentrate, it's easy to make them to run, you know. Again, we're coming to that, you don't have concentration, you don't think you're able to run. And of course, they hate this, and after that they start, you know, to be more concentrated and to do it the way that we want. Exist some moments that I talk to them, I will punish you. First time you will be first player, you will be first team that I punish, I will take money, blah, 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 blah. But then the end of everything I say to the club, no way, I don't want to punish them. So punishment is, let's say, this, and punishment is, okay, if somebody really, you know, came late, or first of all, I'm not policeman. I understand that they're young people and they need to enjoy the life. They need to have also their life out of basketball. But the question always is same: how many years you will be professional player of basketball? How many years after this that you stop, you will have in life to do some things that now really is not possible? So always you need to have good balance on that. And you know, I talk now about young people. It was same for me, like first year like coach. My relationship with players always is same. I'm very straight, very open, and any one of them, whoever, and any moment that he wants to come to talk to me, I'm able, and I'm over there for them. Because I said, start the season. I'm 24 hours over here for you. Anything that you need, any kind of problem, just come. Because you know, they're human beings, and sometimes they came to practice, they have something that happened in their home. With girlfriend, with wife, with kids, I don't know. So I don't know that. If you have a problem, come to me and say, coach, today I'm a little bit out, you know. Better maybe to don't make practice, to don't, let's say, make a problem for another players, that they will understand, and maybe someone of them, they will continue the same way like you, so to don't be a problem for the team.
Yeah, not to intoxicate the atmosphere.
Yeah, exactly.
You also said that you sometimes go back to a book that is called Emotional Intelligence.
Exactly.
Do you still do that? Do you still?
Yeah. I mean, this is, you know, something that is very important, you know, to understand the people. And any time that I have opportunity, first of all, I'm someone that I like to read the books a lot. And every year I don't know, I read, and especially in, you know, because we have a lot of trips in the plane, and if I want to, let's say, to relax my mind, I go to some book, you know. So this one, it was one of my favorites, and I suggest always to all my friends to read this, because I believe is very, very good.
There was a study about emotional intelligence and the importance of it, especially nowadays with robots and AI, and that in the future, that quality, that people that possess that high levels of emotional intelligence will be the most valued on the market, because when robots are going to be replacing our jobs, robots cannot be emotionally intelligent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So my question is, in basketball, I know it's a very far perspective, but still we have already seen robots, you know, shoot some three-pointers and, you know, dribble everything. A robot can maybe draw a perfect combination, like with AI.
No, I don't think
No.
so
No.
because you know basketball is the game that again you need to think very quick, and the beauty of this sport because in every moment is different situation. So you know even robot, but you coming to this point, you know we are human beings, and without this that is something emotional. Okay, you know how much life changed in the last, let's say, 10 years. You can go to this that is mobile phone now, that you have everything, all kind of information. You prepare scouting, blah, blah, blah. But always exists something new in the game. And you need to be ready over there. And this is that I said, preparation for the game is something that is very important. But if you don't react very quick, like coach I talk, at the game, and you watch what is the strategy of opponent team, you will have problem. And the worst thing that your players will understand this, your reaction. They are smart, they understand.
This is how. Once you become mismatch situation, good space. Play this kind of pass. You can play them. Attack, shot, whatever.
You know, we always talk about something, what means that players respect the coach. First of all is this, you know, in any situation, if they ask you something, you need to be ready to give right answer to them. If you don't have right answer, they will not think about you that you're a good coach.
Wow, okay.
Surprise.
Yes,
Okay.
it really was. You worked in so many top clubs and so many Euro leagues. Now that you're in Partizan, first of all, I want to say you have so much life inside of you.
Yeah.
Before we started the interview, you said that you were still so young, and that is absolutely true, 100%. My question is where do you get that energy to take on such a tough project? You know, it's not a leader, Partizan. It's going to be a long way for you to build that team, to make that team a champion. I'm sure that you have aspirations to do that. So
No, you know, obviously I spent this many, you know, this is something that I feel deeply inside Partizan. It's my club, is love, more than love. I spent this many times. So
Talk defensively, offensively, and have fun. Let's do what we do. Coordinably, Partizan.
last year that it was this opportunity, first of all I talked to myself and I say, okay, it's moment now to come back or maybe never after that. And I decide. And any time that you decide and finish. You don't need to think again, you know, with another opportunity, because it was another opportunity for me. But I think what will be, let's say, extra motivation for me, exactly this. So I come back first of all to live in my country after 28 years. That is something special for me, and I'm very happy with the decision that I took. Now, it's not easy. First step, it was this to come back and to be part of EuroLeague. And now, idea that we work everybody inside in Partizan is that to keep Partizan in EuroLeague. How long? We will see. We want to be over there. We want to really to somehow to give back this that I told you before, that our people trust to us. And I'm sure that in our game in EuroLeague, we will have more than 15,000 people every game. So if you understand something like that, no doubt that, you know, you ask me where I found the energy, this is my motivation. This is first thing. Second thing is something that I say, I like basketball. I'm inside not 100%, probably more. Because all day I think about this. I have energy, you know, to go to my young kids, young players, first of all, to talk about everything that is necessary to change in their way, to think about basketball, to think about life, to think about some specific things in our game. And I always said, until that is like that, I will always be on the bench. Moment that come that I don't feel this passion, if I go in the morning and I feel boring, I will say, okay, this is it, stop, and okay. Thank you, by the way, for that you say that I'm young.
You are, it's true. Actually, I was gonna go back to what you said, but first I want to ask you, did you have any fear? I know you said that if you have fear, that means that you didn't work hard enough, but this is a different case, you know. Did you have any doubts in yourself? Did you have any, are you afraid of anything in life?
We are human beings, and of course in our mind, you know, there are a lot of things, but some smart people, they say your life is how is your mind, how you think. you know. So I always really try to think positive and to see everything positive. Something that I always ask myself, you know, going back to that how I am in the game and how I look in the game. Many times I'm maybe more angry in the practice than in the game. Believe me, much more. The reason for that is, you know, because I believe and that I always said concentration and motivation. Person who have motivation can do whatever. You don't have limit if you're motivated. You will do everything. This that I come to be angry coming from that point. But exists one thing, you know, I am father. I have a daughter and son. Players that I coach them, they're also kids of someone. And I really want to be very close to them. And it's very heavy for me. Sometimes the way that I need to use to explain to them. It's very heavy. You know, I go after that back to my house and I think about that. But I need to do this because I try to do the best for them, first of all. To understand that life is not so easy. Life is not, you know, you need to suffer to come to something that you want to be in your life. You know, if it's like this, it will be very easy for everybody. So this is the point. This is that I have deeply inside of me, you know. I thinking, okay, these kids, they are kids of someone. Maybe sometimes, you know, I use some bad word. And after that, you know, I think about this, okay, this is not what's correct.
This is flop, Paolo. This is not basketball. This is flop.
But they know, because sometimes happen that they use also, they say to me something bad. I don't take this, you know, personal. No, never. And I say to them, over here never exists something personal. You know, if I watch, because my professor, as you said, Alexander Nikolic, explained to me that correction is something that you need to do every practice. Something that is wrong, you need to go over it. Like something that is very positive, you need to go. And I say to them, I don't watch your faces. I watch if you're good, if you make good or bad. I don't care if it's this player or this player. And they know that I treat them, everybody same way. Always thinking that young kids, they need the time. That is different, like, let's say, players that they have a lot of experience.
You mentioned that you go back home and then you think about it and it's heavy sometimes.
Yes.
How do you recharge yourself? How do you release that heaviness from you?
No, it's very simple. Again, you know, I believe that talking to people face to face help a lot, you know, and I believe that they understand because I'm very straight. You know, I never like to use something behind and some fake way because I don't think so that is good for no one, first of all for me. And after that, because, you know, coaches, we care about everybody. This is difference, you know, they always like, what is different to be player and coach? Nothing to do, you know, is player think about himself, okay, sometimes he think about him. I'm someone that I need to think about every one of them. I need to think about stuff, I need to think, you know, we have a lot of let's say enemies. You need to fight with your players, you need to fight with your staff, you need to fight with the opponent, let's say fans. You need to fight sometimes with your fans. You need to fight with the referees sometimes, you know. Fight. If I say fight, not fight, but you know, you need to be ready for this. So, like coach, you know, you have a lot of things to do, and because of this, I believe is, let's say, for me, I understand that I'm nothing without my staff, without people to help me, and I'm very proud of my staff now in Partizan. Like always, I was happy with all people that, because I explained to them how important they are, because Željko Obradovic alone can do it anything. This is impossible. So this is teamwork always, and using, let's say, this way to talk personally with players. I also sometimes explain to my coaches, because you know, somehow, especially young kids, they are more open to talk to someone who is assistant coach than to head coach. Sometimes they say that they're afraid, and I go immediately and say, why are you afraid of me? Why? Because no, I'm not like that. I'm not like that. You know, I'm your coach. I spend more time with you than with my family and my kids. This is true.
You said that intuition is something that helped you to achieve the big achievements that you reached. Is that part of emotional intelligence, or where does it come from? What is it?
I don't know. Probably yes. I'm very proud because another teacher my teacher, Dusan Ivkovic, he told me one time that he found this inside of me, this intuition that I have. I don't know, to talk about myself, how is. Probably intuition is this, that, at the game you are able to see something that looks like that is not normal. Basketball game needs you to be more than 100% concentrated. I know after the game, the best game that we played, the best game, let's say, everybody say, perfect, almost perfect game. I go home and I will find always some bad decision that I took, and also something that was wrong in the game of my team. Like in the game that we lost, I will always found some positive things. This is how it's game. So this kind of experience help you, but it's not enough, because always is something new. I don't know, intuition is, I will say probably part of this that you say, emotional intelligence, but not every time this intuition that you have give you something that you believe that will be. But it's not a reason, to don't continue. And again, intuition, or somehow we can call this risk of decision. But again, if you take decision, be fine with that. This is your decision. Okay, wrong. What to do? Life go on. As we say, we have just only one life, and this is how it is.
That is true. And so going back to what you said about the fact that the day that you come to the morning practice and you will still be happy because you still have so many things to do that you just don't have time doing while being a basketball coach. That's what you said. So I wanted to ask you, what are those things? What do you want to do? What are the things that you don't have time for?
Some years ago, I exactly, it was the same question, and I said that, and people think that this is a joke. I said I will be in one beach bar in Greece with one friend that is same age like me, maybe 3 years younger, and this bar will have name teenagers according with our age. So it's like joke, but really I think it's seriously about this, and I am sure that I will live between my city Belgrade and Čačak that I born, and also Greece probably, because I like very much. I will go to visit all friends that I have all over the, I will say, world, but more in Europe. So all the countries that I worked before, Spain first of all, Italy, Greece and Turkey. I am someone who have a lot of friends, and I'm very proud of this. In the life, I still continue to have friends that I grow up with them in my city, Čačak. Thanks to basketball, it was great opportunity for me to have new friends for all the countries, also from Serbia, and I really believe that they are my very, very good friends. And you understand this in difficult moments in your life, that you can count with them. So this is how it is, and I will go to visit, and I am a person that if I have opportunity to bring all of them and to be together, this is the most happy day for me in my life.
Thank you so much for your time. In these difficult times that we're living in, our viewers would really appreciate for you to give them some words of motivation and wisdom.
First of all, it was a big pleasure for me to talk with you. You prepare yourself, you know a lot of things about me. So this means that, I said always, I'm never tired to talk about basketball. And I like basketball. And, all people who will watch this interview, probably they like basketball. And I will please them to come to basketball game and to support their team, but always with big respect for the opponent team. Because we need fair play, we need something that is beauty of sports generally, and especially about this sport that we like, that is basketball, and to come that point to basketball be something, and generally sport to make people to be together, never to have any kind of problem.